Have you ever heard of the end of the world? It could be that one of the places on this list is a place called the end of the world. The following is a list of the Earth's extreme points, whether they are in the far north or south, the highest or lowest points, or other significant locations on land, continents, or countries. Here are the 10 extreme points on Earth. 1. Peak Everest. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world, which is located on the border of Nepal and Tibet, China. As the peak of the Himalayas, the height of Mount Everest, located in South Asia, is around 8,848.86 meters above sea level, or the equivalent of 29,032 feet, in the notes on the National Geographic Education website. It is revealed that this mountain is the highest land on the surface of the Earth. The names vary, starting from George Everest, Komolungma, or Mother Goddess of the World, or Sagarmatha. If you name the highest point on Earth, the peak of Everest is the answer. As the highest mountain in the world, it is not surprising that many climbers from various countries are curious to conquer the highest peak on Earth. 2. Dead Sea. The Dead Sea is the lowest point of land on Earth, about 418 meters, 1,371 feet, below sea level. The Dead Sea is located on the border between Jordan and western Palestine. The Dead Sea has the lowest point on Earth at 1,300 feet below sea level. Geologically, the Dead Sea was formed 3 million years ago when a small crack appeared in the Jordan River Valley where seawater entered and collected. The dry climate and high evaporation increased the concentration of minerals in the water. Salt, lime, and gypsum are found along these cracks and form lakes with the highest salt content. This lake is called the Dead Sea because no form of life can survive in this salt water. The Dead Sea has the highest salt content of all the seas in the world. The salt content is around 32% compared to the average salt content of 3% in the Mediterranean Sea. Since ancient times, materials found in the Dead Sea have been known to have a beautifying effect on the skin. 3. Cabo de Roca. Cabo de Roca is a rugged granite massif that stands 140 meters, 459 feet, high at latitude 38 degrees 47 minutes north and longitude 9 degrees 30 minutes west. This majestic cape is actually the base of the Serra de Sintra Mountains, and for centuries the continent officially ended here as nothing was known further west. Thus, it is declared the westernmost point of the European continent, apart from being geographically significant and important. The Cabo de Roca sea cliffs are also very beautiful and attract many tourists from the city of Lisbon, which is located less than an hour's drive away from this place. 4. Punta de Tarifa. It is the southernmost point of the European continent. Right from here, if you stand facing the open sea or south, you will be able to see the Mediterranean Sea on your left, the Atlantic Ocean on your right, and the African continent, especially Morocco, right in front of you. This small island at the southern tip of the European continent was used for military activities for many years until 2001. After that, this area was used as a historical tourist spot. 5. Ushuaia. Ever heard of Ushuaia? Yes, this is the southernmost city in the world. The location is quite hidden. The surrounding natural conditions are still well preserved, and have not been much touched by contemporary life. This small town is known as the end of the world, or you could say the end of the world, where it is truly in the south of the world. Ushuaia is below the equator, which makes it the southernmost point. There are expedition ships departing from the city of Ushuaia to the Antarctic continent, which generally takes 48 hours or 2 days. The ride will be slightly rocky, making the ship tilt slightly, up to around 20 to 25 degrees. Apart from being known as the southernmost city, this city also has very enchanting views, and is of course an attraction in itself apart from expeditions to Antarctica. 6. Cabo das Agulhas. Cabo das Agulhas is the southern tip of the African continent and also the official dividing point between the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean. Cape Agulhas, or also known as Lagulhas, is about 222 kilometers from the city of Cape Town, or about 3 hours by car. At Cape Agulhas there is a monument with the name Southernmost Tip Monument, and is the meeting point of 2 oceans, namely the Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean. So if we take a photo at the monument, 1 foot can be on the Atlantic Ocean side, while the other foot can be on the Indian Ocean side. It is said that these 2 oceans have different water colors. Of course, it cannot be seen directly if we are at that point. Towards the monument, there is a map of the African continent on the floor in a circle that is similar to a compass with the cardinal directions. 7. Point de Almadies. Point de Almadies is the westernmost point on the African continent. This place is at the tip of the Cap Verde Peninsula in Senegal and is located 30 minutes drive from Dakar, the capital of Senegal. The name comes from the small boats measuring approximately 7 meters which were made by the inhabitants of the peninsula from the bark of large trees, which were then moved using flat paddles. 8. Bouvet Island. Do you want to isolate yourself from the world? Maybe Bouvet Island is the most appropriate place for you to go. This small, 49 square kilometer, uninhabited island in the South Atlantic Ocean is the most remote island on Earth, with the nearest land being more than 600 kilometers away in Antarctica, and the nearest inhabited land being Tristan da Cunha, which is about 2,260 kilometers away. Bouvet Island is uninhabited and not the type of place suitable for tourist purposes, because this island has an expanse of ice that is 59 kilometers wide with a peak height of 935 meters. Ice cliffs surround the coast for 29 kilometers. So landing on Bouvet Island is a very difficult thing to do. There they are, some of the extreme points that the Earth has and are called the ends of the world. Do you believe the end of the world really exists?